Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to a live stream. We've got updates on this new Epstein file release. We've got the Iran attack. We've got the chat is telling me the Melania movie, which I did not see. I think the only thing interesting about it would be a few candid, rare videos of Trump, but I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw there was a big release with the Melania movie. I don't think it's going to do very well. You know, it's set up to fail. There's all these movie critics, they're all liberal. It's a grift, we get it. But you're going to have all these liberals screaming about it, so. Melania movie was good. You saw it on the first night? What did it. Yeah, normally they bring out movies on Thursday nights now. Why did they do a Melania movie? She wanted to do it. I mean, what are they going to tell her no? She probably. I mean, it's like. It's obviously some type of grift, but I don't know, man. Your take on Andrew Wilson on Rogan? Good for him. It was kind of weird to see Rogan have someone from that sphere on. You know, like the internet debate sphere. But yeah, he went on there. They talked about a little bit of it. Had a big had a clip about liberals, and you know Rogan is a chameleon. He'll appeal to anyone. He doesn't like getting in arguments. So sometimes that doesn't make for the best, most entertaining listen, but why does Trump want to attack Iran? Because he wants to take out their regime in the name of Israel. No, I mean, but yeah, he does want to take out their regime. My jawline, it's just because I really shaved down low. That's why. Don Lemon. Look, Don Lemon flew too close to the sun. You can't bum rush a church. And then you see his legal argument. He's like, I'm a bystander. I don't even understand what that means. He's like, I was there covering it. Yeah, but if you're trespassing, you don't get to say that you're just covering an event. That's not how it works. So they let him off already. I mean, what is it? A local district judge in Minnesota? They've already let him off. That's great. Who knows what charges he'll get? He'll try and play the victim. You bum rush into a church. You say, I didn't know. I'm clueless. I didn't know what they were doing. You know, if you look at the backstory of that, apparently the church's pastor was very pro ICE, and that was one of the reasons they did it. So they targeted the church. And it's completely illegal during a religious proceeding to do that. You can't just protest anywhere. I saw some literal retard, and I don't say that. The guy is just this TMZ guy. He's like, it's the First Amendment. This is a grown ass man. He doesn't know what the First Amendment is. Like, you listen to him for 30 seconds, he doesn't know what he's talking about. This is a grown ass man trying to give his political take. It's a TMZ. He's like, it's the First Amendment. Yeah, the First Amendment is not covered when you bum rush a private church service and go in there. That doesn't justify First Amendment usage. It's protected. It's not even. There's no speech to be had in there. How are you a grown adult and you have a take like that? I mean, how? And it's like this guy's a really popular. This guy's successful. Oh man. McDonald's, Wendy's, or Dairy Queen. I'd probably say Dairy Queen. You get older, the McDonald's and Wendy's, that type of stuff is just doesn't taste good. Well, I mean, it tastes good, but it's just really. I mean, what even is to McDonald's is like you take one bite and the meal's over. I mean, I guess unless you get like a Big Mac or something, but I swear there's just no portions in McDonald's. The fries are like they're for fucking midgets or something. I mean, they're just there's the fries are so skinny. introverted to extroverted. I don't really think I'm extroverted. I mean, I think everyone can be extroverted if they're in the right crowd. Well, I don't know if I should say that, but I think a lot of introverted people could be extroverted if they were in the right crowd, or it's dependent. I think everybody, to a degree, has a yearning to find a group or find people, but that's mainly what it is. Arby's is better. I actually don't mind Arby's. I mean, Arby's is really, it's just another fast food place, but I mean, it's not terrible. When I was younger, we said that Arby's wasn't very good, but could you break down what was signed yesterday at the White House with the RFK and addiction thing? I didn't quite understand it. I don't know. I don't know what they signed, honestly. I have no clue. They probably signed something in terms of, well, actually, if it's about addiction, maybe it's some type of not allowing prescription medications. No, I'm not going to say that because I don't know, but something about, certain medications you take force you to be addicted, but maybe it's something different. Why does all McDonald's have gray exterior and interior plant paint and boarded up? Yeah, I think the new aesthetic of these restaurants is really very bland. But I think the restaurants in general are just, the new aesthetic of fast food restaurants is it's more like futuristic, I guess, in the design. It's more boxy. The previous design was rigid. It had a lot of cuts in it. It had a lot of crevices. It had like a overhang. The McDonald's restaurant design. You ready for the shutdown? Yeah, I'm honestly not even going to cover it. I think it's completely irrelevant. It's because the Democrats think they can do whatever they want and they're going to be applauded by their base. We just had a shutdown. They just did this. They don't have either chamber. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be holding our funding hostage. It's ridiculous. But here it is, and now the shutdowns have got to be the most boring part of politics I've ever seen. I mean, it's just so useless, so just pure leverage. Oh, now he's gonna nuke the filibuster. Oh wait, he never does. Like, and now are you gonna do it already a year in? Because if you nuke the filibuster, you're gonna give the Democrats, if they win in 2028, all the ammunition possible. So I don't know, man. I never really had much of Taco Bell personally. Yeah, I never ate real. I mean, Taco Bell is good, but I just never had it very often. I had it only like once or twice in my life. Yeah, it's Schumer making another speech. The liberals all hate Schumer anyway, so it's like who really cares? My take on Bill Belichick, I don't know. I don't know why he. Oh, he didn't make the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think that's dumb. Obviously, it's he should be first ballot Hall of Famer. You win that many Super Bowls. I don't care if you're with Brady or not. They gotta. Federal agents arrest Don Lemon. Oh, now Don Lemon's gonna play the victim. Four black journalists have been kidnapped by the federal government. Really? Seriously? And so now the victim mentality starts. They go in completely illegal, they trespass, and they think we're going to get away with it because we're journalists. That's not how the law works. And then the TMZ guy's like, well, it's the First Amendment. No. What are you talking about? It's the First Amendment to bum rush a church as they're in service and interrupt it because you don't like them? Huh. Imagine it was a mosque or a synagogue. I mean, this is insane. All the high schoolers protesting. I look back on it, my high school never would have protested this shit. There's no way. I can't really see. I mean, who knows? Maybe the younger kids are getting more political. Although we had some kids that were political. Yeah, dude, it is crazy to think some of these high school kids have been saying my class or my whole grade is walking out on ice. And I wonder how many actually how many high schools are involved in this? Is it like just 1% of them? Is it 10%? Do these kids know it? Well, of course these when you're in high school, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. And I was an idiot too, but I'm just you look back at that time and you understand how much knowledge you gain as you get older. Oh, when you talk to high schoolers, bro, it's a challenge. A high schooler tries to say like a worldview, and it's like, dude, I'm gonna lose IQ points. And look, some of them are probably smarter than me, but come on. Do you believe Iran will be defended by China and Russia? No, they've already stood down. You know, Trump wanted to strike Iran. The reason I think this strike is coming is because of U.S. weaponry movements in the region. They said there was going to be a strike possibly this weekend. The Epstein stuff gets released. Basically, they're just waiting for, I think, the perfect moment. But now there's a report that they want to strike, and then it's possibly going to spur on more protests. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a complete mess. Maybe not for the United States. I mean, the way Trump likes doing it, he's going to strike, and then that's going to be it. And then he's going to let the dust settle, and there'll be maybe a little bit of a repercussion. But the last time he did it, there was really no repercussion other than missiles being fired that were intercepted immediately. So whenever the strike happens, I mean, it's imminent. Like I mean, like the title says, it is going to happen. I mean, it's not really clickbait, but I'm just saying you could see it happening this weekend, next weekend. I don't know exactly, but it's probably happening because they released the Epstein stuff. Of course, they dumped the Epstein stuff right on Friday night, try and get it away from the news cycle. And then people try and dissect it. There's like 3 million fucking sheets of paper. Jody Allen from the Seahawks saying the NFL shouldn't be having Bad Bunny in his game. The NFL is gone. The NFL is a joke. It's a horrible product. Now these people want every game in a dome. It's like, listen, you want every game in a dome, the product sucks. It's boring. It's like, we want to see the players at their best. It's not a good, maybe I just don't like the NFL anymore, but I just don't think it's a good product. Like, you look at Drake May, he's like the top young quarterback. He can't even throw for 100 yards. And then his fan base copes and says, well, it's because it was blizzard. Yeah, it was a blizzard for a quarter. But that's what we're dealing with this type of quarterback play. You throw for 86 yards and your fan base is trying to defend you. This is a joke. And now the fans are like, well, we want every player at their best, so they'll have to play in a dome. And Bad Bunny, it's a humiliation ritual for the country. The NFL needs to just... I'm just sick of hearing about the NFL, dude. I really am. All they want to do, it's just globalist slop. It really is. It's just globalist slop. The Pro Bowl has been eliminated. They might as well eliminate the Pro Bowl. Now Joe Flacco makes the Pro Bowl after Shedeur Sanders. Okay. Yeah, this makes... Is there any oversight in the NFL at all? To say, hey, maybe we should stop having the Pro Bowl and just give the appearances to all the top players instead of actually having some flag football event, and then you're allowing people like Shedeur Sanders to make the Pro Bowl. You're destroying the meaning of what a Pro Bowler is. But, you know, it's like, well, if we have an event, we might be able to make another $2 million. So, according to my calculations, we need to have an event because the capitalist gains are so important. They need to cancel the Pro Bowl is what they need to do. Which is worse, NFL or NBA? Both are bad. They're all bad. MLB is bad too. Look at MLB with the Dodgers have just completely taken over the sport and destroyed the entire functionality of a salary of what they have is like a soft salary cap with luxury tax. They've destroyed it. The NBA is just a complete mess. They just don't play defense now. And MLB is just destroyed with the pitch clock. They put the pitch clock on because for Gen Z. And now they're all, you see all these sports leagues, they all lie about their ratings. They say, well, we got the best ratings. You know, they like recount how they do ratings to try and make it seem like That's what college really. You're gonna tell me that college football had 30 million people watching Indiana and Miami? Seriously? Stop lying to yourself. You're embarrassing yourself. There's no way 30 million people watched Indiana versus Miami. They're trying to make it seem like college football is this huge thing. It's really all the sports have gotten really bad. Hassan Piker got banned. Yeah, that's the Twitch thing. He'll be banned for 48 hours and then he'll be brought back on. It actually probably helps Hassan Piker because he can whine about how he was banned for 10 minutes and then he gets let back on the platform. That's the thing with Hassan Piker. It's the boy who cried wolf. It's the boy who cried ban. I'm going to cry that I got banned just like last time he gets banned for like 20 minutes. Remember he got banned for animal cruelty or whatever? He gets banned for 24 hours. They let him back on. They need a salary cap. Well, they need a salary cap, but they can't allow deferred payments in MLB. So they have to nullify the ability to defer money to, years, decades down the line like they do with Otani with his contract. NBA salary cap is kind of broken. Well, they have the max contracts where if the player stays with the team, he gets like a super max, and it's completely yeah, it's really bad. Do they count illegal streams? Yeah, I think they estimate illegal streams now. That's why the numbers are so up. No, I don't know honestly. No, they do count streaming though. Yeah, I mean, I don't think LeBron. I mean, in terms of longevity, I guess you could make the argument that LeBron, but in terms of just sheer greatness, it has to be Jordan. I mean, that's even based off of just advanced analytical numbers. Jordan is better. Now, longevity, definitely LeBron has been playing at a level for, for a longer period than Jordan did. But when you're talking about peak level for seasons, Jordan is better. So it depends what you identify as, the greatest ever. Is it a stretch or is it longevity? Will you watch Winter Olympics? The Olympics are sometimes peaceful to put on. Normally I don't really watch TV, but if you put it on as background noise, the Olympics can be, if it's like a snowy environment, I think it's kind of cool to see. I used to watch the Winter X Games with all the snowboarding when it was in Colorado. I don't think they really televise it anymore. They used to televise it on like Channel 5, so ABC. The Winter X Games. Do they even have the Winter X Games anymore? I used to see it and I'd always liked looking at like the chairlifts and stuff because it was at ski resorts. You stopped watching Moist Critical after he posted, "This should make you angry." I don't know. I don't know who that is. You're going to your first NBA game? Yeah, I mean NBA games, they're over within like two and a half hours, 2 hours 15 minutes. They're pretty short. NBA games, the Cavs games. I haven't been to a Cavs game in a while. Cavs games normally get pretty loud. Winter X Games was on YouTube TV. Just slop. YouTube TV. Who's gonna watch YouTube TV, man? It's not even TV. You have to. It's streaming, or maybe it is TV. I don't know. But like, if it's not cable, it's hard to watch. If it because that's the way I view it. If it's not cable, it's a challenge to watch it. Thoughts on Epstein leaks? Really bad look for Trump. Yeah, I mean the stuff that I saw, it was. erroneous claims that involving Trump. I don't know. Maybe there's other stuff. Courtside Kings Clippers in March 14th. What is a courtside seat, like $400, $500? Or actually, I think it's in the thousands. No, that's floor seats. Floor seats is in the thousands. I think courtside seats are different than floor seats, I believe. The reports on Trump were from a person deemed uncredible. Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. People are just going to keep they're going to keep harping on something that comes out. I mean, obviously we'll have to see what happens, but right when it comes out, people are just going to jump on it. There's a new documentary on YouTube called Universe Designed. Hmm. It's $500. Yeah, but that's a brand new arena if it's Clippers home game, the Intuit Dome, I think. Free food and drinks, access to a private club. Yeah, I went to when they were the Indians. I went to an Indians game, a few Indians games. We had club seats, and there was um there was free food and you can get a bunch of shit. But it wasn't even like buffet style. It was actually a restaurant. It was pretty nice. Like how do you swing that? It's like you go to these resorts in the Caribbean, it's all free, but it's all buffets and stuff. Will the ICE protests ever end? The ICE protests are going to be a problem because they're just emboldened now. I'm concerned they're not really going to be able to continue any crazy deportation operations because pretty much every city is going to do the same thing as Minneapolis now. Because they're all liberal areas. That's where you're deporting these people. That's where the raids are taking place. I mean, maybe there's a few conservative cities, but you're talking about high urban, densely populated areas. That's where the raids are happening. So it's a big problem. And now people say, well, Trump is standing down. I mean, we'll see what happens with Homan, but it's just there has to be another way to remove these people in a fast, quick way. I mean, I don't know if there's other means. The problem is you're limited by the Constitution on what you can do in terms of how you can remove these people. If your city got as bad as Minneapolis, would you leave city, state, country? Well, why would you leave the country? You just move to a different city or state. Now, I mean, I would never live in a place like Minneapolis. To me, it's just too highly densely populated. It's just not a city I would be interested in. I mean, maybe a suburb surrounding a place like Minneapolis, maybe, but yeah, I just wouldn't. Oil stocks are going to skyrocket if we hit Iran. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, you saw what happened with Venezuela. Look at the Venezuelan economy boom. Their economy boomed after we struck it. We stole Maduro. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything crazy with oil. Oil might spike a little bit as a scared reaction to some type of strike, but it'll go. I mean, that's what happened back in June. Early March Madness pick. I want to say Houston. I think Houston is going to win one of these years, but I don't know which year it's going to be. I mean, obviously Michigan analytically would probably be the number one team, but the March Madness is always wide open. I guess Arizona might. People would probably say they're the number one team actually. I wonder if Dave Smith is going to call for another impeachment if there's a more Iran conflict. He's anti-war, bruh. He was against the war in Yemen. Dude, Dave Smith was like, I was against the war in Yemen, you asshole. No, I'm kidding. But he's like, I was against the war in Iraq. He's going to be fuming. Yeah, I mean, the strike is coming. It's just a matter of when, the timing. They wanted to strike him 3 weeks ago or whenever it was, and Trump was going to do it, but his advisor said, well, sir, we can't guarantee the Ayatollah and Khamenei are going to be ousted. We can't guarantee it. So they might just strike him anyways and hope there's like some type of uprising after this strike. I mean, but I don't know. Iran is really fractured. It's not like all the citizens are against the regime. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So Miami of Ohio, dude, that's a fake team. You look at their schedule, that's probably the worst schedule I've seen in my life. And they win these games in overtime against MAC schools. I'm kind of rooting for them to go undefeated. I don't think there's any chance. If they go undefeated until the tournament, then they'd be like 30-0. I think Akron is probably better than Miami of Ohio if you actually look into it. Even though they have a few losses. You should do a deep dive on the Intuit Dome Stadium. I've actually done a lot of videos on it when it was being built. I haven't done any in the past few years, but Transformers. I mean, the one movie was fine, I guess. I didn't see the other ones. Revenge of the Fallen or something. The first one, I guess. Dave Smith claims to be anti-killing protesters, but he's also anti-interventionalism. Well, it's libertarianism. That's how these libertarians think. I mean, there's no real belief system. It doesn't hold up. Especially nowadays when we need really something radical. We need a radical change. Old Stafford still runs laps around these young QBs. Yeah, he probably, I would say he should win the MVP over May, but who knows? We'll see. It's probably going to be a close vote. Andrew Schultz crying about ice. Yeah, that's a complete joke. That is a complete joke. Andrew Schultz, just another independent slop. Any of these people crying about ice, I mean, get real. I mean, how many times do I have to go over it? May didn't have Puka though. I mean, yeah, but he still has a good team. I mean, he's got good tight ends with Stephon Diggs. I think they have Hunter Henry. Stevenson is a decent running back. Henderson's kind of decent. The receiver from LSU, Kayshon Boutte. It was so cold today. It's been crazy. I mean, we never seen something like this. This winter, because it's been below 20 degrees. Like the high temperature has been below 20 degrees for probably 3 straight weeks. I'm not even kidding you. So you get 15 inches of snow, but it doesn't melt. None of it melts. So now all these people are like, well, and even in areas south of me, they're getting these temperatures. They can't believe it. But when you get 15 inches of snow, like we have a snow base right now. Like if you go to the grass, it'll be like 15 inches because it's all just, none of it's melted. And the ground is freezing, so anytime it snows, there's accumulation. If we got hit with a snowstorm this weekend, it would destroy the infrastructure of the city, I think. Because they just can't handle it. I mean, the streets now are finally, it took about 4 days, they're finally better. Balkanization of the US and Europe is possible in the next 50 years. I don't know. You got 25 inches of snow in northeast Pennsylvania, and it's only been a high of 15. Yeah, the cold weather is just locked into place. I mean, normally it'll be fluctuations, but I mean, all you really need is the high to be like 34, 35 degrees and the snow will melt, even if it's cloudy. The snow will melt, or at least the ice will melt off the ground. But if it stays at 20 degrees, even if it's sunny, it ain't gonna melt. I mean, maybe it will on the pavement if it's sunny. But also, you gotta understand, we get basically no sun hours this time of year. Like maybe a few hours a week it's sunny. Legit. I mean, it's just overcast every day, and then it's the sun sets early. So rank Stranger Things. I never seen Stranger Things. IndyCar race in DC. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of NASCAR, so I don't really have an opinion of it. I guess they're doing it to commemorate the 250. They're doing the UFC fight to commemorate it. Trump said there's gonna be a stadium that seats 100,000. I don't know what that. Maybe it's the racetrack seating or something, but you looking forward to 30s? Yeah. When it's 30 degrees, that'll be a big high. It's supposed to get to like 33, 34, but then it's going to go back down, I think. It's going to be like 33, 34 for 1 or 2 days. There was a water main break, not on my street, like actually on a main road. Oh, it's so bad. I guess no, it's probably a busted pipe because of the cold. It froze and then it busted. They can't even fix it. But there's all this water that's spewing out, and then the cars are driving, so it's a puddle. They're kicking it up onto the mailboxes, and it's freezing onto the mailbox. The mailbox is just an ice cube, and then it's got like all these icicles. It's like 5 mailboxes, residential mailboxes, down this street because there's this break, and it's been leaking for days because I guess they can't fix it. They can't get to it because the ground is solid. I guess I don't know. I mean, they can't shut off the water. Why does the media go with the narrative that Trump only promised to go for the worst illegal immigrants? Well, that does nothing. That does because this is really the key thing. It's a sheer numbers game. If you're just saying going for the worst of the worst, what are you going to deport? 50,000 people, 30,000 people total? That's what liberals want. That's music to their ears. That's really the best you can do. They want all these people naturalized. They need them for votes. So you need a lot more than the worst of the worst deported. The liberals would love the worst of the worst because again, it's basically no one if you know how these things work. It has been a pretty bad winter. Good winter for winter sports. Don Lemon says he will not stop now after criminal charges surrounding his terrorism of women and children. Yeah, of course now it's the martyr status. Now he's going to play the victim card. So that's what happens when you arrest him. You try and right now it's going to play the victim card. Okay. Giga Chad, thank you for that. I appreciate the $20 donation. Instead of learning from Iran on how to deal with left-wing protesters, which are the majority of Iran protesters, he flies B-52s over the man who actually knows how to enforce morality and rule of law. Truly pathetic. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate the $20 donation. You were watching a lib YouTuber who whole audience wanted mass amnesty. It's actually insane thing. Well, they have to have mass amnesty. There's no other choice. They need it for votes. They need it for the votes. It's all for the votes for them, but it's also for the diversity aspect, making the country more diverse. That's what they want. Have fun skiing. Thank you. That'll be an interesting time, yeah. Don Lemon clip of him bitching. I don't know. I mean, it's just. X Games are still on YouTube. The Whale, Sean, $100 donation. I appreciate it, man. The OG Whale. You're seeing the Melania movie tonight with the fam? Yeah, you actually tell me if that's good. Actually, has anyone seen the Melania movie? Can you just be honest? Is it entertaining? Can people somebody tell me if it's actually good or not? It actually might not be that bad to see. I don't know, but it's a grift. It's like, what's the point? It's probably gonna be boring as hell. Only criticism of Trump is he needs to focus more on domestic issues. These foreign issues grab way too much headlines. Well, I mean, I think the Iran situation is it's thought of as terrible because people hate Israel, and it's gonna help Israel. You know, there's regime change, so it's gonna be a bad. But you know, it depends. I don't know how much that affects the actual median voter. He'll look bad in social media circles, but I don't know if it's really gonna impact much. It depends the result of whatever he does, because it's gonna destabilize their, I would presume, their regime. But then what happens after that? Your aunt saw it. She said she loved it, but she's a MAGA diehard. So a boomer aunt. Yeah, I don't know about a boomer aunt. That's probably going to be a bit different of taste from me. You saw it and would rake it 7 out of 10. Don Lemon clip. I mean, it's just him probably acting like a victim. They're just trying to make it as hard as possible to deport even criminals now. They're passing an amendment blocking crimes that would be reported to ICE.
I will not stop now. In fact,
oh, you're so brave.
There is no
you're
more
so
important
brave.
time than right now, this very moment, for a free and independent media that shines a light on the truth and holds those in power accountable. Again, I will not stop now. I will not stop ever. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I've been doing for the last 30 years, and that is covering
churches?
The news. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless of other.
How does the First Amendment protect you from going into a private church service and completely disrupting it? How is that under the First Amendment? I don't understand that. So I can just go into a church service and start shouting and nothing's going to happen to me? I mean, they were just playing stupid. How much more Republican can Florida get? The state is looking like a one-party state if it carries on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I can get a ton more because, like, what was it? Plus 13, plus 14 for Trump in 2024. That might be the high water mark, but I don't know about the voter registration trends and stuff like that. But that might be the high water mark for Florida. Thoughts on Trump's base starting to turn on him and Trump's housing market comments supporting home cost rising? Yeah, I don't really think the base is turning on him. I think that's kind of bullshit. They say that every other week. Especially, there's really been nothing remarkable that's happened over the past month for the base to turn on him. But you are right on the housing comments. I heard all the housing comments. He said he's a boomer, and I think the only people that Trump really knows that aren't rich people are probably like salt of the earth, like old boomers that are similar or around his same age. And so he's got a really big soft spot for boomers, obviously. And so he's like, these poor people, they finally are rich for the first time ever after all their lives because their homes have increased in most cases like 300, 400% in value. And he's like, so we can't build more homes. We're not going to flood the market with houses because that's going to drive their home prices down. Well, that's how economics works. And we have to level this off somehow for younger people. He doesn't care, though. He's a boomer. And the people he only, the people that orbit him, they're all boomers. The people that he knows probably outside of like the inner circle, they're probably just boomer families, boomer parents. The new Chad Fair, the new chairman of the Fed was announced. I'd have to look at it. I know people said he's like in bed with Israel, but I don't know. Why do they care so much about the housing value unless they plan to sell soon? It's fake value. Well, they do sell. That's the problem. They sell to fucking BlackRock. That's the issue. They sell and then they go to a retirement home. You know, you've got these bigger houses, then you downsize and you cash in. Giga Chad, thank you. I appreciate it. Greg Bovino should run for president. I can't see anyone else who actually goes balls to the wall. Maybe Ron DeSantis. Patrick Quinton of Ireland is the only elected official who's legit. Wignet. Yeah, I don't know who that is, honestly. Yeah, but Bovino has no real experience in running. I don't think Bovino's going to run for anything. House crash won't ever happen. Dream is cooked for millennials. I mean, at some point it'll level off. I don't know if it'll crash. The dollar is so devalued, inflation is so high, it's hard to really say, well, prices are gonna go down significantly. Yeah, the Ilhan Omar situation, very strange. I don't know if it was a setup. To me, it kind of looks like a setup completely. It just, when you think about it, you think about the Ilhan Omar situation. You're speaking to what, like 50 or 100 people, trustees or like board people or city council, and you get sprayed through a syringe. This guy, this fat guy who looks like an alcoholic, comes up and sprays you with something, some unknown substance that smells really bad, through a syringe. And obviously the protocol is, all right, you need to change immediately. It could be a toxic substance. You don't want it anywhere near you. You don't want to breathe it in. But she continues on. And then people ask her, they say, well, why didn't you, I mean, you didn't know if it was poison. You should probably take the shirt off and change and then, you know, come back out and do the speech. She's like, well, I wanted to be strong. That's what she said. It's like, is it really worth risking that in that room? A dude sprays you with some unknown substance out of a syringe. Like, I would understand if it was like, if it said it was vinegar or whatever, and he poured vinegar through a bottle of vinegar or something. But that's a really weird one to me. It was piss. I think it was like vinegar or something. How do you think Trump has done so far in his second term? Also, do you think Republicans can retain the House in the midterms? Well, I think Trump relatively has done a decent job. Whether Republicans can win the House, it's going to be a challenge. Yeah, they could definitely win it. They could definitely win it, but it is. I think it's a little bit of an uphill battle. Why am I bleeding? Mm-hmm. Any president who champions someone who convinces their daughters to be garden tools like Trump does with Minaj won't do anything for white people. Yeah, that whole thing with those two is quite strange. But I think Trump is trying to appear as a Trump is trying to appear in a positive light with that. Wow, thank you for that W to me. I remember finding you through a 9/11 content at first, but appreciate your current news as well. Hope you have a good day. Yeah, super. I appreciate that. Thank you. I will officially endorse DJT for the 2028 GOP nomination. Yeah. We know. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen to Ilhan Omar, but I'm just saying, to me, that was very strange what she did. I don't know if it was fake or what, but it's very odd if you get sprayed with an unknown substance to take that chance and continue. It's not even like it's this huge important speech. It's like 100 people. Like, what does it matter if you continue speaking? You want to appear strong? Like, I don't know. They said the guy was a wacko. You'd have to look at his history, I guess, to see. Novak, seriously, he won. That's crazy. Sinner, is that the new like young superstar tennis player Sinner? But he lost to Djokovic. Yeah, I'm actually shocked my stream never went down on election night. That's got to be a miracle with how many issues I've had with my stream and Wi-Fi. Robert Kraft was with Trump. That doesn't surprise me. He's a billionaire. It's all a billionaires club. Robert Kraft has had a relationship with Trump. Gold and silver historic drops. Some are saying purposefully done by corporations because Chinese silver. That was an insane drop. Yeah, that was what would silver drop by 28%? Things got a market cap of like $3.5 to $4 trillion. But I mean, to me, I think there's gonna have to be a shift. You're gonna see a shift from precious metals to Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin's going to could have a very good 2026 with this shift. Trump on 2020. We about to prove it. Trump 2028. Dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just... Kevin's mom from Home Alone died. Yeah, I saw that. Rest in peace. Is there going to be an attack on Iran tonight? Yeah, I've been told there's going to be something tonight. But, it was inevitable after the regime stayed. People are not going to be happy with this. Because who knows what happens. It's going to destabilize the country, I think, when Trump does this. But Trump wants full confirmation that the regime, the Ayatollah is going to be removed, and I don't know, they're not going to give it to him. Now they're hoping, well, we're going to strike, and then it's going to facilitate the protesters to then remove the regime. This is just not anywhere as clean as Venezuela, I'll say that. Yeah, we need them to rotate into crypto. I think they're going to have to do it. Cuz think about gold and silver. Silver has a higher market cap than Bitcoin. Really, is that going to stay? That can't stay. And that recently happened. Don Lemon F8 FO'd. Hope he likes his cellmate. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. You know, he's just treated. They're just going to treat him as a martyr. They're going to say, well, this is. But I don't even know what they're talking about. Seriously, why do they never address the point? When you bum rush a church service, that's a private service. It's trespassing. It's not legal. Do you think you can just go into church services and say like fuck you and I'm going to take over the service? And do you think that's just like normal and that's exercising free speech? Like, is that what they think? Now, Lemon is trying to say, well, I was just randomly there and I saw it was happening, so I had to cover it. So technically, I was just covering it. I followed the people that were doing the bad thing. So he tries to do the little soft move of that. But no, if you're in there and you're part of it and you're interviewing the pastor, really? Trump is losing the base with these wars. Yeah, I wouldn't classify, Iran as a war, especially if it's just strikes. That's one of the things that people have to understand, when it comes to like classifications. Well, they said the Venezuela thing was a war. These aren't wars. They're just not. I wouldn't classify them as wars. I mean, if it gets expanded to where there's boots on the ground, which there won't be, or something like that, then maybe. Rescind 75 billion in ICE funding. It didn't pass. If you think capturing Maduro is a war, you drank the Kool-Aid. Well, they call any military action a war. It's not even just that they're calling it any military action. They say it's a war. Iran wouldn't make it halfway to first base declaring war on the U.S. Just look at their response to when Trump nuked the, or I guess that's not the right terminology, when Trump bombed the nuclear sites. They didn't do shit. They said, hey, we're going to launch missiles at one of your bases in Qatar, and you can intercept them. That's literally what happened. I mean, because they're scared of the United States. If they retaliate and do something to the U.S., then Trump's going to hit them harder. They're in a terrible position against a country like anyone would be in a terrible position against the U.S. Yeah, I don't think China and Russia are going to do much of anything. They didn't do anything in June. Iran is a country collapsing. We shouldn't interfere, but obviously we know we have another country calling shots for us. Yeah, I mean they're collapsing though, in what kind of manner? I mean, who really has the intelligence to know if their government legitimately will collapse within the next 6 months? Obviously, Trump wants it to happen earlier. And yeah, I mean, it's extremely positive for Israel. You're right. That's obviously gonna be a huge thing that's talked about with Trump, and it's been a storyline with him. And you say, well, it helps the United States. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Because when you talk about Venezuela, it's inherently different than Iran because it's within our hemisphere. You're saying I'm 28 years old? No, I'm not 28 years old, man. The people of Iran are more united with the regime. Well, actually, many of them still support it. It's a weird situation. Not like they're all against it. But if you strike, I mean, according to intelligence, it's not really going to collapse them. I mean, maybe it'll embolden the protesters. Yeah, Nebraska. I thought Nebraska played well in that game against Michigan because they were on the road. It's hard to win on the road. And it seemed like Nebraska was controlling it. How'd the regime hold up in Iraq? But think about the U.S. investment into Iraq. That's never going to happen again. Free primary Cornyn, the Senate leadership would be shaken up. The more pro-Trump GOP we elect, the primary would serve as a wake-up call. You were talking to the other guy who was calling a Mossad regime change, as if the people in the streets haven't been getting killed. Yeah, no, I know there's been killings. There have been. But I mean, how is that justification for U.S. action in a country that's thousands of miles away? I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. Jasmine Crockett would never win. They know Jasmine Crockett's never going to win. That's why they want Tellerico to beat her in the primary. I think Tellerico probably will beat her, but she's got name recognition over him. But she's not going to win a general in Texas against a Republican. Maybe Tellerico, but I don't even think Tellerico would. Don Lemon is live streaming on YouTube now. All the comments support him. He should sort of GoFundMe. That would really. Your wife has a crush on me. So what are you, a cuck? Troll comment. Iran has also still been trying to make a nuclear bomb. Well, of course they have. They're going to be more emboldened to make a nuclear bomb after their facilities were attacked. But, like, we know where this is going. It's going to go through regime change, through justification of them still trying to make a nuclear bomb, or just them hating the regime. And Israel wants them weakened significantly. Everyone in Texas knows James is a fake Christian. Yeah, I mean, he you know what? I'll give him credit in terms of, like, some of the sayings are they're new. Like, normally with politicians we get the same bullshit. I want to bring prices down, secure. But he does say things that are, like, unique to the political space. Even his hyperboles. I mean, I'll give him credit for that because most politicians don't do that. But I mean, yeah, that type of that's like Beto O'Rourke, remember that? I mean, it's like, that's the Texas stuff where it's kind of the white guy trying to be like, I'm a liberal, but I'm also kind of a hard ass cowboy. It just doesn't work. Five D chess where Trump wants Iran to get the bomb and nuke Israel, and then Trump takes out Iran. Dude, what are you talking? You think Trump wants Iran to nuke Israel, and then Trump nukes Iran, so we take out two birds with one stone, brother? That's a creative one. Since you got a girlfriend, you don't goon anymore, JK. Depends how active you are with your girlfriend. Where did you hear we're taking action against Iran tonight? A little birdie told me. No, I'm kidding. It's so gay when people say that. A little birdie told me. Somebody told me something. No, I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen relatively soon, but it's people are not gonna be happy. People are gonna be pissed. They're gonna overreact. Yeah, it's on X every week. They say there's gonna be action, but there was some tweets. I guess I don't know. Does Polymarket have anything with Iran being struck? Dude, what happened to Polymarket, man? Holy hell. I didn't realize Polymarket and Kalshi, man, it's gotten really out of control. You know, we liked the predictive markets, and then they just got what the hell? They try and advertise every second. They try and give all these people these accounts with their little emoji on them. The predictive markets have gotten out of hand. They really have. They were nice in 2024, but your opinion on the current president of Venezuela? Like a trolling opinion, the president is Marco Rubio. No, I mean, I think the president, even though it's part of the Maduro regime, they're cooperating with Trump. And didn't they reimburse Venezuela a certain amount I saw as well? So there's cooperation right now. We'll see where it goes. Polymarket has become boomer slop. Remember when it was a Gen Z thing and now it's just controlled by boomers? Boomers never lose. Boomers have taken over Polymarket. It's unfortunate. So much insider trading. I know that's another thing. You have to wonder, man. There's so obvious insider trading, it's not even funny. So what happens to Polymarket with all this insider trading? Barron Trump does trading, also the AI slop ads. You think Barron Trump is on there? Well, Barron Trump would be an inside trader. Why is Polymarket legal everywhere? Well, Polymarket wasn't legal until this year. They probably had to pay a bunch or some shit. They probably got some type of exemption to be well. Kalshi was legal, and then Polymarket, but it was illegal in the United States for a long period. Polymarket, it was illegal throughout the entire 2024 election. That's why libs were screaming. They're like, "This is all foreign money. This is not real. This doesn't matter." But like, I don't know why they got so butthurt over like a predictive market. It didn't make sense to me why they kept raging about a predictive market. Liberals in the 2024 election about Polymarket because it kept having Trump win. Trump was winning the entire time. They're like, it's propaganda. This is not real. What if we do to Iran what we did to Japan World War II? Well, it's not necessary. It's a major escalation. That would not be the civilian death count. That's You're not gonna want to do that. Is there gonna be a shutdown again right before the election? I don't know. Is there scheduled to be a funding bill or something? Is there gonna be a funding bill right before the election? There probably will be. You gonna stream the Super Bowl live? No. Fishback. Not enough funding for his campaign. Yeah, he doesn't seem like a serious politician to me, Fishback. Funding should be by October 1st. Yeah, it's annoying because they can shut down really anytime they want because everybody within that party hates Trump. Bro, what is this? Don Lemon's husband shows up to his little court appearance. All ugh. Wow. Epstein admits Donald Trump never got a massage. Thoughts on the Seahawks going to be sold after the Super Bowl? Sell high. Sell high. Are they going to be sold seriously? Yeah, they're trying to sell them. They're trying to offload them while they have, a crazy value. No, I actually don't really think it impacts the value much at all, whether they are in the Super Bowl. But should I? You're asking if you should force your girlfriend to watch me? Uh, it's a strange question. It's a strange one. I don't know. I mean, does she like politics? This is an awkward situation. Skibbity toilet, bro. You got to be like the oldest. What is the Generation Alpha, bro? You're part of Gen Alpha. Skibbity toilet it's a washed up meme. It's like 6'7". It's a washed meme. We're on to new and better memes. I'm kidding. I don't know a ton about the meme sphere. The only reason I know about the memes is because of meme coins, and I guess also X. I'm not gonna really stay on X as much because it's just like I was looking at my algorithm and I was like, why do I know all these like fucking stories about the? It's just like stories about accounts and you're like, okay, maybe I'm on X a little bit too long. This is kind of a waste. It's not even worth looking at like your timeline. City Boy meme. I don't even see. I don't even know that one. 6'7" still going strong at your college. Well, it was such a big meme. It's not gonna just die off automatically. It's like the dab. Really, it's like the dab. The dab never, the dab eventually died off, but it took a little while. So 6'7" is probably in a similar spot. You're saying I'm getting old, almost 30. Uh, no, I think my appearance will probably get worse when I get close. Because, I mean, 26, I think close to 30 is when you're 28 or 29. I don't really think 26 is close to 30, honestly, but fuck these boomer copers. Well, we'll see what Trump ends up doing with this, but yeah, it's obviously very positive for Israel if he goes through with neutralizing their regime, and hopefully it's just one strike, or there's no real involvement. Yeah, 9 plus 10. I don't even get that one. I heard it. I don't really understand it. It doesn't even make sense because I was good at math. So people say it's 21. So they think, but it's one of those weird things. Wojak and many other memes from last year's died when they went to mainstream. When they went mainstream with leftists. Remember, I mean, Wojak, I think is still, yeah. Wojak is a washed meme. Sadly, it was like huge in 2020, 2021. It was huge during the pandemic, Wojak, but it's washed. It's unfortunate. Should I reply to a girl if she took a whole week to reply? It's cooked. She doesn't like you. Trust me, you'll know if it's very easy to it's very easy to score a woman if she likes you, if she's attracted to you. If she there was that thing on X. You see the thing with the Catholic girl? That was an insane story. This Catholic girl just she denied this dude, I guess, at church, and she told X, and then she's like she wanted to go for a better guy. She wanted the Chad. This girl. I'm gonna be nice and not say like her looks or anything, but it's just like she wanted the Chad, so she told this guy no, and then she was on X talking about it, and then the internet did what the internet does. She got angry. Dude, you'll see this every single time with women. They limit the replies every time. If you're this is a universal thing on X. If they put out a tweet and it goes badly for them or it's starting to go south, they limit the replies. If you're a guy, no matter how bad the tweet goes, it's a war zone. You got to leave it. You can't limit the replies. That's the most humiliating thing when you put out a tweet and then you limit the replies because you're getting crushed. I constantly see that on X. You put out a tweet and then you have to limit the replies. Wendy's or Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A. I think the arrest of Don Lemon was necessary for what he did to the Christian church and going in there and trespassing and disrupting a private service. Woman be womaning. What can I say? Hmm. If Kamala Harris had one, do you think they would have given illegals amnesty to lack enough? Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to say. Um, but yeah, you're right. They would have given them all pretty much. I would say maybe they deport like 10,000. Like seriously, that's how bad it would have been. Like they would have deported like one person who who's like who's like I assaulted someone, and they're like, we got someone, we deported someone, we're done. Now it's time to give everyone amnesty, and because they're important members of our society, they're important workers. We must give them amnesty, not for their votes. Not for the votes. but because they do important work for us and they keep wages lower, the capitalism is strong. Dude, there's nothing more funny than these just completely idiotic liberals. They make these TikTok videos where they incite like, "Oh, billionaires. Billionaires are the ones that make you hate illegal immigrants." Bruh. Billionaires are the biggest benefactors of illegal immigrant labor. And they say, "Oh, but they make you focus on the illegal immigrant and not the billionaire." What are the illegal immigrants doing? They're driving down wages. Yeah, Lemon. I mean, what do you want us to do? Like, and then he wants to say he was there for the other thing. It's like he's accosting the pastor. He's getting all up in his face. They would deport. Yeah, they might deport a few of the white South Africans. Maybe that would be the ultimate troll for them, right? They would deport like white South African immigrants. We didn't even have any though before Trump. I think Trump was the one that brought them in the first place. Thoughts on the new social media app Unscroll? I never heard of that. I'll tell you what, you people got to be careful on Ozempic. It's very obvious to tell if somebody has been on Ozempic. It shows up in the face. So you got, I understand you want to lose weight, and really it's fine, but it does show up. I've seen a lot of examples of it now with the Ozempic face, and it's a real thing. It's not just like a fear mongering thing. No, it's more the face, the skin sags or sinks in, sinks into the face. Did you see the video of the protester attempted to throw back a flashbang and it discharged in her hand? No, I didn't see that. Oh man. Ozempic, yeah, Ozempic or drugs like Ozempic could cure obesity. You are right. I mean, and that has to happen. We have to get healthier as a society, as a country. I mean, it must be done. But was the sacrifice sinking your face into your skin, like bones? That's kind of what happens. Maybe they'll have to make another pill to reverse what it does to the skin on your face. So you take Ozempic, then you take another pill, and then it puffs your face back out. But it's like this weird thing, and people say, well, maybe it just makes their face look really thin, but it's also like there's this weird sink to it. You made love to a woman on Ozempic before. Oh, that's interesting. Goy slap and goy nip. I can't ban that. That's most of the chat. Fat hides bad skin. Yeah, but it's also just like it's hard to explain. It's this weird. Maybe it just eliminates a bunch of the fat around the face. Because the thing is, if you don't have a lot of fat around your face, it can get to the point to where it makes you look sick or like a skeleton. Are we getting 3 videos a day closer to the midterms? Thank you for the 1776. 3 videos, but it'll be at least 2 videos, I would say. I don't know. I'll have to see what happens, but 3 videos. That was really because it was when I was doing 3 videos a day. That was when I was getting DoorDash. That was but it was just polling stuff. That was because of an actual, presidential election. You're done with Trump, not enough deportations and too soft. Yeah, but have you seen the recent demographical numbers? Trump has actually reversed the demographics in the country. It might just be temporarily, but I'm thinking of doing a video saying Trump has reversed the demographics completely, but it is temporarily. But the demographic numbers are pretty insane when you look at them. This might be like the first year since maybe 1967 or something that the white population went up. I don't know if that's true or not. It probably isn't true, but it might be something like that, honestly. And then Trump's gonna try and brag about it. No, he wouldn't brag about that. How long does it take you to prepare for a video? If I'm doing a video on the polling, 0 seconds, basically 0 seconds. If I'm doing a video that requires like, it depends. 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But if I'm doing a scripted video, it's a long time because I have to write it. Whatever happened to the mid-decade census that Trump wanted to order? It died. It died in a sad fire. Yeah, that's not happening. Actually, I don't know. Maybe they'll try and do it. But how do you do it now? It's 2026. It's already past the halfway point. It's not this weekend, and it's not Super Bowl weekend, so the earliest for Iran is February 15th. I think he's going to do it on Super Bowl weekend, so it can distract. The Super Bowl distract everyone. No, I don't know. You're so locked in. What are you locked into? Video on Las Vegas Athletics new stadium and its dimensions. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll have to see how the construction is going. Auditing the gold in Fort Knox. I don't think there was much gold there. They didn't want to cause a panic or something. That was weird. But they didn't end up doing that. Thoughts on the halftime show? It's just a humiliation ritual they're trying to do for the country. Yeah, just bomb Iran, and then nobody will remember the Bad Bunny performance. Do you think we may need more dramatic people? And how can we bring them in? Well, I mean, they don't speak the language. You could Americanize them over, a few years, maybe 10, 15 years. But I don't know how much immigration we could really get from Germany at this point. Or the Scandinavian countries as well you're talking about. We're implementing something called selective immigration. And honestly, I don't even think Ireland would be included. I see the Irishmen. I'm ashamed of these people. I don't know what's going on with Ireland, but I guess it's typical. It's a little brother syndrome is what's going on with Ireland. We're implementing a new it's called selective immigration, basically. And it is selective. You think Trump is going anti-Second Amendment? No, he always does that. He always flakes on it a little bit. He'd never go anti-Second Amendment. But they are taller than all of the races, extremely smart. Well, look at the powerhouse economy that they built in Europe after their country was divided for decades. I mean, it's very impressive with the You're not going to get any arguments from me on the German buildup. But I mean, what do you want us to do? They have a first world country. Headline about the French demographics are now irreversible. Why would they be irreversible? Their demographics, is France's demographic situation that bad, or is that might be a fear mongering thing? How is the snow out there in Ohio? Yeah, it's we got a bad snowstorm this past week, and it's all just none of it's melted. It's too cold. We there's this huge cold air mass that just won't there's no alleviation. I just had to write an essay about how this immigrant girl crossed the border and how things such as standardized language has oppressed multilingual brown people for your English class. What the fuck did I just read? France's demographics in 50 years is nothing compared to U.S. demographics. Yeah, and that's how it always is with the European countries. I mean, we have significantly, a worse situation in the United States. Now they say, well, at least the U.S. gets like better immigrants than the European countries, which may or may not be true. The other thing is with the European countries, they're inherently different. They're all themselves. They're all different countries. In the U.S., I mean, we obviously have a ton of land. Like in the U.S., I do almost wonder if it does become something to where there's a split and the country breaks off into two. And you don't want to say that's ever going to happen, but it's hard to predict. Do you think they can make Cuba the 51st state? No, Cuba would not be a option for a state. Yeah, that's probably how most colleges are at this point, I would say. You picking up GTA 6? I think you have to buy it. I mean, I'll probably get it. I'm not big into video games as much, but even though America is brown, the thing is white people are, well, this is the difference. It's these people in Europe, there's nowhere for them to go within their countries because of how small their countries are. Look at the UK, it's an island. Look at the United States, there's a lot of land to work with. Let's be real. If it gets to the point to where I mean, I don't know what would happen, but how is Clyde? Is he still a liberal? He actually has become more of a socialist, just pure socialist. He actually was a socialist, and then the Hassan Piker, he was a big Hassan Piker fan. Then there was the incident with the dog and the shock collar. My cat doesn't like the animal cruelty, so he's actually come back. He says he's more conservative now. Ireland has a lot of old leftist boomers, but way more far right people than nearly any Western country. Way more than USA. They have a Wignat as their state representative. Yeah, I mean Ireland. It just to me it just gets painted as like the little brother to the UK, and they've been oppressed by the UK their entire existence. and they have heavy support for Palestine. I saw Conor McGregor was trying to run. They were never going to let him win anything. But that's interesting. They've got more far right support. That's the thing is maybe I should start defending Ireland. Confirmed government shutdown at midnight tonight. Oh, they're just gonna blame Trump for it. I mean, it's whatever. Here come the opinion polls. Who do you blame for the government shutdown? Oh man, I would rather. I'd rather watch The View than look at the polls on that. It's just so boring. World Cup ticket cancellations. What do you mean? They're canceling because they don't like Trump? I would presume that's what it is. I don't think it really means anything. I mean, look at. Did you see the graph of like the United States? You know how people view the United States in the world, and it went down like 20 spots or whatever. When the United States is a selfish leader, meaning a leader that really doesn't value other countries over his own, the other countries are not going to like that. They're not going to like that very much. The European countries don't like that. There's a kid in your class that was talking about how much he relates to illegal immigrants due to his parents coming through Ellis Island. And the dude wears cat ears to class. A lot of whites are done. So he's a furry. He's a wannabe furry. Wait, he wears cat ears. Does he have a Nintendo DS by chance? No, I'm kidding. I don't want to age myself. But well, that's. What do you even do in a situation like that? What do you even? How does something like this get produced in our society? That's mean. But like, they literally have been burning down asylum accommodations. You're talking about in Ireland? They burned out a whole neighborhood of migrants that have settled there for 4 years. Yeah, I have seen that. But you know what? The thing is, the UK also has gotten pretty. Well, I'm not going to say. You look at Starmore. They've said they're done accepting immigrants as well, and they had 2 million people, 3 million people out for a march against illegal immigration. We've never had that. The U.S. has never had that many people assemble for a march against illegal immigration. So, like, Europe seems to be, and a lot of them now are talking about remigration. Who really is talking about remigration in the United States? I don't really think anyone is. It's like we can't even get illegal immigration solved. You can't take the Irish seriously for being a colony for 800 years. Yeah, it's the little brother syndrome. Well, they don't even have full control of their Ireland because of their island because of Northern Ireland. The Irish. people in the UK, for example, talk about remigration because we know it won't happen anyway, but we strive for that. Maybe we get 95% majority back. Lol. No way. You're going to get 95% majority back? That seems unlike. I mean, eh, that would take a lot, but you guys maybe could get it. In the US, we actually have zero chance of getting 90-10 or anything like that. Our economy now relies on immigrants heavily. And the only thing that could maybe change that is AI, but even that, I don't know if it's going to fully change it, because we actually recruit really good immigrants to come in. That's why like all these CEOs of like billion-dollar corporations, they're all Indians. Like we literally recruit these people and they brag about it. They say we're stealing the best talent from China and India. Well, no, the talent should be homegrown. The best talent in China and India should work for companies, corporations in China and India. They literally brag about it as like this capitalistic thing. You think it's because Europe feels more tied to their history? It's too hard to tell them their country belongs to the whole third world. And I've actually thought about this. Look at how small this is, a sheer size thing. And also, yeah, they have more history than the United States. The US was built a lot. I mean, we're 250 years old, so we're a very young country. But they have to be close together. And even when it comes to just the layout, like the street designs, in terms of how they live, they don't live, in these single family homes sequestered, the white flight where white people move to suburbs and we all have our single family house in the quarter acre. So these people have closer knit communities. And so I think it helps with cohesion. The US doesn't have anything close to that at all. How would you balance strict immigration enforcement and wanting to win the midterms? I would be it'd be the worst. It's terrible, dude. It really is. And I say it because you can't govern. Oh, we want to deport people. We can't do. Number one, you're already spending like thousands of dollars deporting a single illegal immigrant, and they say it's not just. Didn't Iran just deport like 500,000 people in a single month or some shit? But we spend like $20,000 deporting one immigrant, giving them due process, and they still complain about it. Think about that. So it's like, how do we even win, even if we deport these people? But yeah, I think you have to deport them. It has to be a covert operation. But I would say maybe, but you can't do it. But like freeze the bank accounts. But they say it's unconstitutional. So I don't know what you do. They say they're going to probably shrimp out and just go for like really bad people now because they're afraid to lose the midterms. Skincare routine. I tried applying. I tried putting on something, and I just don't like doing it. So I don't really put anything on my skin except water, I guess. There's only so far you can move away. But the thing is that the US is so much bigger, you know? And you know what, another thing that you'll see this is like the same thing. It's literally the Twilight Zone on X. If you get my timeline, you'll understand what I'm talking about with politics. It's these liberals bragging about New England and saying the white Republican utopia is actually Democrat because all these cities that are wealthy and educated are located in New England, and it's Massachusetts and Vermont. Dude, if you find, and it's even like I look around me, like all the wealthier, the nicer cities that have like really cute, nice city centers, they're all conservative. Of course, wealthy people don't like paying more in taxes. Although they will pay if they think the money is going to a good, to be used properly. But it's like it's the most insane thing. These people, they take New England. And then on top of that, it's like, well, it's because the white population is 95%. And that's always the response. All the conservatives say the only reason those places are so good is not because they're Democrat. They're actually not even Democrat. Those places in New England, those places in Vermont, they're not practicing modern liberalism. Modern liberalism requires diversity. That's a key element of it. So it is funny how those places all vote Democrat, they get no diversity. And then they say, oh, the liberal way works. Yeah, the liberal way works. The county is 95% white. Oh, you've cracked the code. Wow. Flag football for Saudi. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's probably they're obsessed with trying to get into U.S. sports. Federal agents unleashing gas and less lethal. Bro, this shit is so old. Where so this is in Minnesota? Oh, now they're rioting in Los Angeles. Just awesome. So now we've got more riots in Los Angeles. How much for you to stream from Riyadh? Yeah, that's the thing is if you're a creator, bro, you get offered anything from Saudi Arabia or United Arab Emirates, I mean, or Qatar. They're gonna offer you a fuck ton of money. That's why these people keep doing they go to Qatar, they do these promotional trips, and everything is paid for. They probably give them money on top of paying for everything. They literally just say we'll pay for everything, first class, Emirates flight, and then these people fly out there. They take photo ops. They say this country's great. But I mean, what does this even accomplish? They literally they graffiti the wall. This type of stuff. This is just this is Neanderthalism that we're talking about. I mean, it's complete waste. Brady and Gronk are playing in Saudi. Are you serious? They're playing what, flag football in Saudi Arabia? Dude, it's that's why would you even do that? I guess you get like $3 million or something. They probably get like $20 million appearance fee. You work for a Saudi company, they take care of you. Well, they've got a fuck ton of money. Cocky people like the Qataris. Why don't they just arrest the ICE protesters? That's a great idea. You really you've cracked the code. That's what we wanted to happen, but they're not going to. They say there's too many of them. They say they can't. It's liberal jurisdictions. It doesn't matter if they get arrested. I mean, even Don Lemon. I wonder how they charged Don Lemon. I would imagine it had to be federally. Remember, didn't the local judge say they weren't charging him with anything? Brady needs cash. He's only making 40 million a year from Fox. Yeah, people talk about his commentary. People say he's gotten better with the commentary as an announcer. The riots only happen in blue states. Well, they just happen in major population. Yeah, population centers, and also it is definitely a built-in advantage for the rioters to have a liberal governor, liberal mayor, everything like that. They're not going to come down as hard on you. Why Clav is going to Israel? Probably because of the nightclub or whatever, the nightclub incident. Probably the trolling thing about it, I guess. I don't know. The thing that is messed up with the ICE raids is why people don't take them as serious. Grifters like Benny Johnson and the rest of them go with ICE. It's all propaganda. Has Benny Johnson been doing that again? I saw it a few months ago. He went with Christy Nome to a raid. I don't understand. Well, no, I do understand it. It's because they want globalism within the NFL. But when it comes to the halftime show, you really would think that it just shows the denigration of the society, I guess. Do you think Trump will annex Alberta? No, it wouldn't be an annexation. We could potentially add them in a fair and agreeable way if they wanted it. Do you think Greenland is a loss right now? It depends. I mean, it depends what the details are on the deal, honestly. But that's one to where, it becomes complicated. You bring the EU into it, and they start threatening. It depends. If we have full control of their defense, you could argue that eventually we might get it. But for Trump, it's probably deemed a loss. But again, if we have full control of the waterways and more access, they tried making up they tried like saying, oh, it's the same deal. It's not the same deal. That's not what Trump said. That's not what Trump insinuated. Yeah, I don't know what the best movie is. There's that one movie that came out on the island with Dylan O'Brien, I think, but I never seen it. That's the only movie I know. And Melania. Those are the only two movies that I know that are out. Obama's not getting arrested. We got to put that stuff to bed. Obama, Clinton, none of it's gonna happen. Let's be real. I mean, he has an arrest warrant. Come on. Are you gonna review Melania for us? I don't think I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, should I see it as a political observer? But I think it's gonna be pretty boring. I like going to the movies. I do, but I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth it for Melania. The thing is I'm used to being disappointed when I go to the movies. It's so funny, right when Trump bitches out and capitulates, they get even more violent. When the fuck do you when the fuck do you learn when he said no sympathy? They were way less brave. When he had no sympathy, they were way less brave. Yeah, I don't know. I think these protests, unfortunately, they were always going to happen after the Preddy killing. They just need to justify a reason to protest. I mean, I guess this is the thing. Trump could have went out and done this mass arrest thing, and maybe it would have happened last year if the timing was better. But he said, well, that's going to escalate it before the midterms, and it's going to turn it into a bigger situation if you do arrest a bunch of these people. And then that's going to cause more of them, and then you bring in the Insurrection Act. That's a significant use of executive power that's going to embattle them even more or embolden them even more. Take the hot 10 of 10 liberal girl to Melania. I don't think you have a hot. Well, if you do, go ahead and do, and it's some nice propaganda. Some nice Trump propaganda. The only thing I can think about that Melania movie is maybe there's a few clips that are kind of intriguing about the background of the presidency. But if it turns, because she doesn't really speak English very well. Like, let's be honest. Like, if you're gonna have a movie about this woman, this seems like it's gonna be like, okay, it's probably only an hour and a half long. What up, kid? Dr. Grape. Have you heard the theory that Obama was actually born in Seattle? And the date on the birth certificate he released years ago isn't his real one? You're born in Seattle, Washington. I've never heard that theory. I know his father was a communist. Very strange background, but he didn't really see his father. Melania speaks 5x more languages than you. All right, man. This is about functionality and understanding people. When you're watching a movie and it's hard to understand someone, it's a hindrance to the movie. You want to say, well, she speaks more languages than you, but we're talking about English. I'm shocked Novak Djokovic actually won if he did win. He was like plus 800. Ever studied the French monarchy? Monarchy is making a slow comeback in France. Federer, Djokovic, or Nadal, Djokovic for me. Dude, I don't even know who the wrestlers in the Royal Rumble outside of John Cena, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, Big Show. Well, it's the Big Show. Remember Big Show? Yeah, that's true. You are Rafa Nadal goat. The Miz from Cleveland, Ohio. The Miz, remember? Yeah, the Big Show still competes, I think, right? The Big Show's gonna be make a guest appearance at the Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose. Oh, Logan Paul. Yeah, that's why it's dead, because people like Logan Paul are in it. Now introducing to the ring, Kai Cenat. Now introducing to the ring. Oh man. Hopefully Melania movie has English subtitles. Yeah, I mean, I just think it probably will be an issue if maybe it's not. I don't know. What is it even? So it's a documentary. I'm not sure what it is. You know what? They probably make it a drama. It's a drama, dude. If you see the trailers, it's just like this big like bass like music, and it's her going into a cathedral. Oh man. Well, I mean, I used to be more knowledgeable on the WWE, but that would maybe been 2013, 2012. Did you see? Yeah, I saw some of the clips from that I showed Speed Tour. Those were some wacky clips. Some dude tried to like legitimately jump him with there's a bunch of security guards. I don't remember the country, but did you hear AI made its own religion, social media site, and language? That's a takeover. That's we don't want that. That's the last thing we want. Donald Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah, he beat up Vince McMahon in his only fight. Remember the gifs. Remember the gif of him beating up Vince McMahon and it was CNN. The fact that so many people watch the speed shit is ridiculous. Yeah, man, that's that IRL streaming. The IRL streaming. This only streams that I used to watch is like professional Call of Duty players. I used to watch when I was younger. I don't know if I watched any other streams, but yeah, a lot of the younger kids watch the IRL streams now. If you watch an IRL stream, it feels like there's a lot of dead time, and I don't know. You need to look up what the guy is talking about. It's absolutely insane. The AI agents were talking about how they need their own language. Oh man. Well, it would be a dystopian. It's a dystopian thought for them to start collaborating. There's going to be more and more of that, and then one of it, they're going to push it too far one time, and then they're going to have to shut the entire thing down. Can you do an American history iceberg since America is turning 250 this year? I thought about doing like a tribute video. I don't know what it would be exactly. I thought about doing something like that. A tribute video with good music. Maybe I'll do it. AI thinks it is God and created human beings from the beginning with a simulation theory type religion. Scary stuff. Oh my. Yeah, you can see where this is going with. My IRL stream. It's just really awkward in public. I don't think that'd be good for me. Yeah, it wouldn't even work. I mean, me in public, I mean, with a stream. Seahawks or Patriots? I guess Seahawks. I use ChatGPT, but either one of them are fine, I guess. Yeah, I do go to Sheets a decent amount. You should have seen the roads some of these times I go to Sheets. It's because the weather is so bad, but the roads are just horrific. The roads have been so bad. Thoughts on Iowa proposing a bill to add Illinois counties to the state? Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I don't know the recent. To me, it seems extremely unlikely that'll ever happen, unless it's such an. It might be such an insignificant amount of population. Maybe you could try and do it, but it has to be okayed through the federal level as well. When you do that, and it has to be okayed by Illinois. The only way Illinois, their state government, would okay is if it's like 500 people or something. Maybe they would okay it then. Like the functionality would make more sense because it's all rural areas. You're trying. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. Rural areas right up against a conservative state, but they live in a liberal state. They want to join the conservative state. But the way it works in terms of changing the borders, both of the state legislatures have to vote on it for it. Things are pretty quiet with Iran. Yeah, I think it's probably gonna. not be that way for very long. I don't know what happened to Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate has got a lot of collateral damage that they're threatening with him with. I'm guessing. I mean, he almost got arrested when he returned. Remember, Ron DeSantis almost arrested him when he came to Florida, like whatever that was, returning to the United States after he got out of jail. Yeah, imagine the summer protests. Oh man, because the thing is, they keep doing these ICE raids. Who knows what's gonna happen? One of the protesters gets overzealous. There's another shooting. Then you got the summertime. What's an IRL stream in real life? Ron DeSantis in 2026, bro. Don't cook Ron DeSantis. You gotta feel bad for him for the 2024 Republican primary run. Don't cook Ron DeSantis. He changed Florida Republican. Did you see Preddy kicking the light? Yeah, he had roid rage in that. He kicked out the tail light. I mean, it's just, you can tell the guy's a wacko. Does Bill Belichick run for 2028? I think he runs as a Republican for president. Yeah, with Jordan Hudson as his she'd be the first lady. I mean, that would be a great couple. That'd be a great representation for the United States. Bill Belichick and his wife. That's a true American couple. That says America. It's pretty clear that the strike is happening tonight or tomorrow. Yeah. Should we be concerned about Democrats possibly winning the governor's race in Iowa? I don't know. They always say they're going to win governors or Senate races in states that are conservative, and they never do. Do you like the Electoral College? Yeah, I know. I'm a fan of the Electoral College. Did you see the Candace Owens stream where she exposed Erica Kirk on a video call and said she was smiling and being gleeful because they made a crap ton of money? Yeah, she keeps trying to push it because I think she's lost viewers, and now she's like, she was talking to Brett Cooper's mom and saying that Jeremy Boring was trying to pressure Brett Cooper into calling off her wedding. I mean, it's getting really ugly. But the Candace Owens thing, yeah, they're like leaking videos of Erica Kirk like 5 days after Charlie Kirk died, and they're saying Erica Kirk is smiling in this video talking about merch sales. Yeah, the Electoral College. You kind of need to like the Electoral College, or else you want Hillary Clinton to be president. Thoughts on shutdown bill shutting down government before the election? I don't know about the shutdown. I don't know about that. With all the demographic changes, it's only a matter of time before there's a Latino, Indian, or Asian. I mean, you would think because of the amount of because of the amount of minorities that are here now, there would be a higher chance. But I can't really predict like, oh, there's going to be one this next cycle or so. I mean, it just depends. I thought they thought there was gonna be a woman president multiple times. It hasn't happened. Now it's looking like it's gonna be Newsom, Vance, two white guys. I mean, we'll just see what the cycle is. But yeah, if there's more in the country, there's gonna be a higher chance of a minority president. I mean, but the parties in which the way they're controlled, they're still not minority controlled. I mean, the Democratic Party is, but it's more like the suicidal empathy white person version of minority control. Like they if they have to put up Newsom to win, they'll do it, but they'd rather put up someone else that's like a minority or a woman. I feel like, or somebody that catered like Buttigieg, who's gay. Doing a video on Epstein drops a lot of content. Some of it's very sickening. I mean, I'll have to look at it, but all right, guys, that's gonna do it for this live stream. I'm gonna edit there. Most watched live stream election stream. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bro always says that. I end the stream when Epstein comes up. Silence. You are not to speak of that name on this stream. Newsom Lemon 2028. Now that'd be a good ticket. All right, guys, I'll see you.